All right, guys, good afternoon. So, you may have heard me say this maybe once or twice before, but consistency is king, right? What am I getting at there? So, I have athletes that I work with that I do the nutrition coaching, and a lot of times they'll ask, John, do you think I would do better? Can we change my calories? Can we change my macros? And it's not even up for discussion unless they have a consistent 2 weeks of tracking. And by consistent 2 weeks of tracking, I mean if I give them a caloric number of 1500, I need 2 weeks, that includes the weekends, right? 2 weeks of 100 above or 100 below. Because if you're not even doing that, then there's no point in changing your caloric intake or your macros, right? If you can't even hit the basic premise, the foundation of hitting the right amount of calories, 100 above, 100 below, for 2 weeks, then changing the amount of carbohydrate or changing the amount of protein or changing your overall caloric intake doesn't really make much sense. So consistency is king, right? So we're rolling into the conclusion of 2 weeks, coming up on the beginning of week 3. Next thing I would tell you is you guys should be measuring with as many different things as you can, right? Hey, John, I want to know, how is this working, right? You guys can come in, you could step on the InBody, get a body weight check, right? You could check your weight via the InBody. You guys should be using a measuring tape, right? I've offered those adherence charts. They work really, really great. You could check, how do your pants fit? How does your shirt fit? How does your favorite workout pair of pants fit, right? There's a lot of things that you can use as benchmarks to see how this is going, right? So if the pant size is going down, if the measurements are going down, but your home scale doesn't show a bunch of movement, who knows? Maybe you're carrying some water for the day, maybe there's something going on. So again, consistency is king. You shouldn't even fathom making big changes if you're not even being consistent. And that has to be through the weekends. I just had a great discussion with somebody. There's an awesome saying. If you want to get to somewhere that you've never been, you have to do something that you've never done. Meaning that if you always have done the Monday through Friday, I eat really well, but Saturday and Sunday I fall off, then you can't expect the results if you were to go straight through the weekend. You have to do something new, right? And I'll tell you what that eating well Monday through Friday and falling off on Saturday and Sunday does. That keeps you in a holding pattern, right? You could do that and you probably won't gain 20 pounds and you probably won't lose any weight. You'll probably fluctuate up or down 2 or 3 pounds. And if you're not at the ideal weight that you want, then you need to stay consistent through the weekends, right? Everybody seems to fall apart on the weekends. So, what tips, what advice do I have for that? Pre-plan your meals. Plug your meals in for breakfast for Saturday and Sunday. Plug in some lunches, right? That way the only variable you have is dinner. And then you could even look and say, I plugged in my breakfast, I plugged in my lunch. I know I need about 50 grams of protein. I know I need about 50 grams of carbs and about 20 grams of fat. Then you can plug and play to figure out what's going to work to fit in there. But if you just fly by the seat of your pants, I can promise you your success rate will be very low, right? You don't happen to stumble upon success, and that's in anything, right? You don't just mistakenly wake up one day and have a successful business. You don't just mistakenly stumble upon health or stumble upon, a high level of fitness. You plan it and you adhere to the plan. So a lot of stuff in there, guys. Number one, consistency is king. If you're thinking about making changes with stuff, right, you know that you should have a good 2 weeks of solid tracking in there, and you should be above or below those calories by about 100. If you're not, there's no point in even changing. You're missing the foundation. Lots of other stuff. Staying strong through the weekend. Little advice on how to get that, how to stay on track. If you have questions, if you're struggling, you can reach out to me. You can reach out to Ryan. Let us know. We want you guys to do well with this stuff. Have a great day.